Namaste, everybody. I think I am audible. So, what just happened right now is the previous video was not recorded, and I'm redoing this thing one more time. Really sorry for the inconvenience. And I did promise to start at 6, but it's already 6:40. So, yeah, apologies. Okay, let's get started with our prayer, and then soon we are going to explore today's topic. Prayer. ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. Today's topic is Karma Yoga, and to understand difference between karma and karma yoga. Are they same or are they different? If yes, what are the differences? Let's get started, and don't forget to invite your children to watch with us. Okay. In order to understand karma, let us first watch a video. It's on Mahabharata, and most of us we know the background story. But I think this part of Mahabharata, as we watch together, will help us to understand few things better.
Krishna, the divine charioteer. The battlefield of Kurukshetra was ablaze with warriors, their swords clashing, arrows soaring through the sky. As Arjuna stood on his mighty chariot, he was gripped by doubt and despair. How could he fight against his own family, his beloved teachers and friends? Seeing his hesitation, Krishna, his dear friend and charioteer, spoke in a calm divine voice. Krishna, gentle yet firm. Arjuna, this battle is not just about victory or defeat. It is your duty as a warrior to stand for righteousness. The soul is eternal. Bodies are temporary. Rise above attachment and fight with courage. With renewed faith, Arjuna picked up his bow Gandava. Krishna, holding the reins of the mighty white horses, guided the chariot skillfully through the battlefield. He dodged arrows, swerved past enemy attacks, and positioned Arjuna perfectly to strike at the right moment. But Krishna never picked up a weapon. His role was to steer, to guide, to protect. And yet, his wisdom became the greatest weapon of all. The Bhagavad Gita, born from this moment, became a beacon of light for generations to come. Krishna, the charioteer, was more than just a driver. He was the voice of truth, the shield of Dharma, and the divine force behind Arjuna's victory. And so the war raged on, but with Krishna as his guide, Arjuna rode forward, not just to win a battle, but to fulfill his destiny.
Right. So the reason I thought of showing this video to you is it's very controversial. Not to the people who understand Karma Yoga, but for the people who understand war as something to be avoidable. Yes, it is to be avoided. But we have to see here the context. If we look at things without context, it's very hard to understand. So, who was Arjun? Arjun was a warrior. A warrior can't say, I will not fight, especially when it is about righteousness, it is about dharma. Warrior's duty is to protect, is to fight, is to save. He can't be selfish. Now, if we look at the scene over here, what happened was when Arjuna was asked to fight, initially he was ready, but when he actually saw the people, he saw Pitamaha Bhishma, he saw his teachers, Dronacharya, Kripacharya, then he said, Krishna, Krishna, I will not fight. It's better I lose everything. I don't need anything. So here, it might sound that all nice, but actually Arjuna was trying to escape from duty, escape from his responsibility as a warrior. Here, Arjuna took his work as a karma and not karma yoga. This is the difference. That is why Arjuna was attached to the consequences. He did not see that as his duty. So let us see. So Arjuna had this doubt in his mind because he was facing his near ones. We know that. And like we discussed, he was treating that as his karma. Now let's look at Krishna's wisdom. The Lord introduces karma yoga as performing one's duty without attachment to results. And karma yoga, unlike karma, is a transformative path. Karma can make us selfish, narrow minded, self centered. But Karma Yoga expands us. So Krishna tells Arjun how karma can be turned into Karma Yoga. So let us look at the verse here, what Sri Krishna is telling us. This is taken from chapter 2, verse 47. I would like you to repeat with me or after me. कर्मण्येवाधिकारस्ते मा फलेषु कदाचन मा कर्मफलहेतुर्भूर्मा ते सङ्गोऽस्त्वकर्मणि. I would recommend all of you to learn this shloka and to reflect. Sri Krishna telling us here to embrace our duty and not worry about the outcome, to renunciate the fruit of action, not to get attached to the action, to the result, but to focus on the action. And only then we will be able to let go when we are not attached. But he's not telling us not to do any work. In fact, we can't stay without work. This is the path of selflessness. Focus on action, and we have the right to work, not on its fruit. Not to be motivated by the outcome and stay detached from result. It's freedom from attachment. Now, I'll give an example. When I had to start my class at 6, and after the entire class, when I saw that this is not recorded, unlike previous time when I used to be like very anxious and very, very uncomfortable, I didn't feel anything. I said, okay, it didn't happen. I have to record again. I mean, karma yoga is something we need to practice deliberately with awareness. It's a practice. The way we go to gym and we develop muscle, the way we learn singing, dancing, like that with awareness, we need to train our mind to perform karma yoga. And of course, God's grace is there, but we need to train ourselves. It's not impossible, of course, and we have examples of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, his selfless work, his entire life is an example of karma yoga. And of course, the COVID warrior who saved us, not thinking about their own family members. Everything else other than their dharma, responsibility, duty was secondary. So it is possible. Now let us understand the difference between karma and karma yoga in detail. Now, karma is any action or deed, whereas karma yoga is selfless action done as a spiritual offering. So, when we do something, we offer that to God. We do for God because we see divinity in everything and every being. Karma may be selfish or result driven. Karma yoga done with devotion and selflessness. Karma is attached to the outcome or reward, whereas karma yoga is non attachment. It's nishkama. There is no desire. Karma sees others as separate individuals, separate entity. And if we see others separate from us, we develop a sense of unknown and we are scared of unknown. And from that arises insecurity, fear, jealousy. Whereas Karma Yoga, it sees Shiva in every jiva. Serving others is serving God. Now, there is a difference between doing social work, philanthropic work, and Karma Yoga. People can do philanthropic social work for feeling good about it, for recognition, for status. Whereas Karma Yoga is not done for that. The attitude is entirely spiritual. They see the divine in every being and everything, and they worship that. Karma binds the soul through karma phala, and we are trapped. The cycle of birth and death, punaripi jananam, punaripi maranam, it goes on and on and on. Whereas Karma Yoga liberates the soul by purifying mind and ego. Let's take an example. Studying hard to top class, if that is done to gain praise, then it is karma because there is selfish motive. But the same thing, studying with full effort, offering it to the divine without stress about the result, that is karma yoga. Telling God that God, I'm studying for you. I'm taking the test today, God. Informing as if God, you report everything to God. Developing a personal relationship with God. And not to be scared because only God is your own, nobody else. I know it's very hard to think this way, but with time, you'll definitely realize that. In karma, Arjuna's initial fear and confusion was seen, as we saw in the teaching. Whereas Krishna's teaching, when we saw, it was without desire as service to divine. Now, why should we switch from karma to karma yoga? There must be some reason why. So don't worry. If you are a believer, there is a reason why, and which we already discussed. Even if you're a non believer, there is also a reason. So let's look at the reasons. For believers, the motivation is duty as worship. So it's pretty simple, very complex yet. Whereas for non believers, duty as moral responsibility. For believers, seeing Shiva in Jiva. For non believers, seeing humanity in every person. For believers, surrendering the ego to the divine. For non believers, the truth, the reason. So even though it's not surrendering the ego, it is to attain truth because for the sake of truth, for the sake of love, a non believer might be not deprived of love and care and compassion. It's not that only believers are loving and compassionate. Even non believers can be loving, compassionate, kind, grateful, right? The believers offers the result to God. Non believers accept outcomes calmly, does not cling to success. Believers they seek union with God, whereas non believers they seek inner freedom, peace, integrity. Like I said, non believers can be also aspiring for something higher because perhaps they don't know yet there is somebody supreme. Now, if we look at scientifically also, let's say somebody is thinking, okay, I'm very happy with my life. Why should I do karma yoga? Let's reflect one very important thing. Every day, knowingly, unknowingly, when we are doing selfish work for anything in return, we are accumulating sediments. What are those things? Those things later will manifest as stress, anxiety, insecurity, fear. But when we do karma yoga, there is no expectation, so there is nothing to be scared. So, hence, when we practice karma yoga, it reduces stress, anxiety, fatigue, it builds intrinsic motivation, improves emotional regulation, and encourages a growth mindset and resilience. So, I'm sure I was able to tell you something through which you might change the way you think. I have given you a tool, perhaps. I have shared a questionnaire in the description box, and I would like you to fill that up. So let's finish today's session, but begin the journey of Karma Yoga. Asato ma sadgamaya, tamaso ma jyotirgamaya, mrityurma amritam gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Now, let us together reflect on the areas that we discussed. I would invite all of you to close your eyes, sit straight, deep breath in and out, and in and out. Last time, in and out. I would like you to imagine yourself as a karma yogi who performs his or her work selflessly. Due to karma yoga, inside yourself, you can see courage, love, empathy, forbearance. You can face any challenge in life. You don't bother about the external factors because you serve the divine. A person might be good to you or bad to you, but that doesn't bother you because you know that is only the external appearance, the name and the form and the function. But everybody living, non living, everybody is that divinity. And we see them as forms. Whenever you do any work, you do that for your Ishta, your God. You have an amazing relationship with God. You pray to God all the time, asking God to liberate everybody from suffering. And you pray to God continuously. That prayer makes you divine, very strong, very confident, because you are that. When you're ready, rub your palms, turn your eyes, and slowly open your eyes. I hope you are able to imagine yourself as Karma Yogi. Dear viewers, our journey starts from today. It's never too late. I request you to practice Karma Yoga just for 1 month and let me know how you feel. It's life changing.